So this is one of the first post-game bosses. What did you say the requirements were for this guy to show up?
Is it who I think it is? Is that one? You have to beat the game.
Okay, you have to beat the game.
Yeah, you have to beat the game, and you have to be 70 plus level.
Okay.
So you have to have like a bunch of upgrades and everything. Oh, Pharaoh Man!
Pharaoh Man! So I don't know. I have no idea what Pharaoh Man does. I've never fought him before. That's why I saved.
I think it's where you get the Anubis things from, because if you paid attention to the chip, he's in the background of it.
Yeah. That's probably like Gutsman gives you Guts Punch.
Yeah.
You can actually get Guts Punch to drop from Gutsman. And it's probably the same here. It's not his chip. I think you are restricted on getting those chips from the gacha if you haven't beaten them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of surprised to see the Anubis chip.
Well, the thing I'm surprised about is the... Oh, too far. Pharaoh Man is like a secret boss in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember the anime. The anime was like Doomsday had just shown... Like, Superman Doomsday just showed up. Because he was like supposed to be a really old net navvy that was like tied to the internet somehow. So he's like super powerful and everything. And they were like, oh, if he shows up and starts stuff, we can't stop him. He's just that strong. And then you get like... Here's Pharaoh Man in the video games, and he's just a secret boss.
Yeah, we'll see how powerful he is, though. 800 HP in version 1, though.
Oh no, he cast Beast Eye. Now he gets 2 extra turns. Pharaoh Trap.
Pharaoh.
Quick, press it. You know you want to.
I do! Are you gonna, like, ever do anything threatening?
Oh, well, he broke that up. Summon, you got more chips.
That's true. Kind of.
Oh, you just throw a crap load of bombs at him.
Have some bombs. Have some bombs.
How about more bombs?
But I wanted to stand there, have a bomb. Man, what a weenie. He never, like, did anything threatening. Pharaoh Man.
And you got an S for that, too.
Yeah, like, I mean, I never got hit. I beat him in 2 turns. So, you are restricted on rank. You are restricted heavily on movement and time in normal fights. But I think against bosses, they don't restrict you on movement. And time is, like, way exaggerated.
Yeah, just because it's a boss. Yeah, here we go. Pharaoh Man was given a much more notable and significant role from within the anime series, as it's revealed that Pharaoh Man himself is an extremely powerful solo net navvy who was created 20 years ago by Tadashi Ikari. That's the Dr. Light stand-in. The father of...
Your grandfather.
Yeah, Yuichiro and grandfather of Land. Yuichiro is your dad.
Yeah.
Being intended to monitor and guide the flow of data across the net and had full access to it as a result, but had to be sealed away due to him being infected by a virus that made him power-hungry and megalomaniacal.
So basically, be like that.
So basically, he had access to the internet, and then a virus got to him, and he went like, "I've got your credit card information! Fear the ancient pharaohs."
Oh my goodness, I just got his chip, and I didn't say, "Now I've got your power!"
Well, now you've said it.
Well, now I've said it, so all is well.
Now you've got his catchphrase. Oh. Did we do that when we played 4? I feel like we did that when we played 4.
Oh, I'm sure we did. Anyway, I think an item is supposed to spawn here, but only after you beat him. So I'm gonna go leave real quick. Oh, hi! Hey, buddy!
Oh, version 1. Version 2 already. With 1,000 HP. Well, try to get those chips.
Alright, let's see what happens. Ah, jeez. It actually did something threatening.
You wish to push it, I know you do. Do it. Fulfill your destiny.
I don't really want to. Oh, hey, Base, how you doing?
And you have joined me in the dark side of the internet. Wait, what? Oh, right, we don't have Jedis in this version.
Okay, so he does have a move that's actually kind of threatening. That one.
Too bad it's essentially just throw rants at you.
Yeah. It's still, like, doing very little in the way of damage to me.
Do it while you're pressing the switch. Okay, well...
Oh, well, no more switch. Wait, no, I can step on it this time. What's it do?
Oh, it's the Anubis.
Oh.
Oh, it poisons your side.
Well, not anymore.
Enemy delorded. Oh, that's Pharaoh...
Pharaoh Man 1.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I probably picked it up.
Yeah, you probably picked it up beforehand.
Yeah. Because I've been here long before now. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the RNG manipulation for Pharaoh Man at this point. You still have to perform well enough to do the fight itself, but you can repeat this as many times as you need to actually get multiple fights, to get the multiple chips, and you have to perform well enough to get them. But you'll have a save right before the fight, which will make it much easier to actually get the chip.
Yeah.
So, the one that what I referenced to figure this out is there's a guy on YouTube who goes by Shark, at SharkSnack or something. He has videos up on how to do all of these. It's Mega Man Battle Network 1 RNG manipulation. So he shows how to do all of the net navies. It was somebody else that I saw that I found that showed how to do the Leaf Shield one, and I don't remember who that was. Some link I found on Reddit.
I'm pretty sure if you found it through a Reddit link, everyone else can get it pretty easily.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So be ready to hold run and pause at pretty much any given time. So we're going to zone in, and as soon as we zone in, we're going to be holding up and run. And then as soon as you hit that wall, save. And then return to title screen. Now continue, and when you hit continue, you're holding run and diagonal upright. As soon as you hit the wall, save. Title screen. Now when you hit continue, do not run, just walk to the lower left. Pharaoh Man.
That's funny. Now pound him out with the hammers.
Oh, no.
Or you can do the Buster.
No invuln frames. Oh, I got Anubis.
Hold this out, loser.
And if you don't get what you want, you can return to title screen. Continue. And right there again.
That's hilarious. I also like how it loaded up the exact same chip profile.
Yes, because RNG is set for this fight. I still got Anubis. I was hoping if I delayed my shot, it would give me a different card. But RNG is set, which means if you want to use specific chips in your opening hand, look at what chips it gave you, and put those chips in that position. You have to do that before all the RNG manipulation. There we go. Pharaoh Man 3.
Hooray. Now to get Pharaoh Man 2.
And if you get into a fight in almost the exact same location, but it's a different enemy, I think that means you messed up the very last step. If you don't get into a fight at all, you messed up one of the earlier steps. You do have to do all the steps, including the saving and loading. The saving and loading does have your RNG set, but it's set when you enter the map. So you can't just go, oh, well, you just end up back here, so I'll just run back here and save, and regardless of everything else, it'll still, your RNG will be hacked up.
I know it won't happen because RNG's still running through everything. I wanted you to mess around and then just somehow get into another fight with Pharaoh Man and just go like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and now I have to leave and do that again, and in order to get Pharaoh Man 2. Hey, Pharaoh Man.
I was crossing my fingers.
Hey.
I think it's
green.
two,
Pharaoh
yeah.
Man 2! Alright, that's all the Pharaoh Man cards. Now we can leave.
Get the heck out of here, Pharaoh Man. Get the heck out of here.
So we're back on Internet 13, which is the other branch from Internet 10, leading to the second half of the Internet. There's a door here originally that goes away once you have collected 10 chips in this zone without leaving. Does not matter what chips you get, you just gotta kill stuff in here until you've gained 10 chips, and then you can go through the door. So this is Internet 14, following just after the other one. The gate at the end will go away if you get here having gotten into... Is it 7 or fewer? Or
It's 7 or fewer.
7 or fewer fights.
Because I think once you hit 8, it basically blocks you out.
So, as long as you just blitz it here, it's not the worst. I counted on my way here this time, and I got into 6 fights.
That's what I did, but I also literally walked the whole way, because I thought, like, what if running causes too many encounters? So I think the idea is as long as you go straight for it, you can get 6 encounters and be fine, and you just come back later and go off to the other areas.
Yeah, I do wonder if you could save scum it. Like, just run for a little while, don't get into a fight, save, load. If you do get into a fight, just kind of run a little differently. And RNG may treat it. And I don't know if it will, like, keep that counter going. It's something to try if you're having trouble. I don't know if it'll work. But I got here running with 6 encounters. I didn't go down any side paths or anything like that, though. This is a very winding path, though, so it's designed to take your time.
It's very straightforward when you look at the path you need to go, but it's very much designed to, like, waste your time and make you think you're not going to make it.
And then going up this way is the path to the next area. This one requires not getting below a Buster level 4 in order to get through. Which, again, is not the hardest thing in the world. I've only been in, like, 3 fights to get here, and as long as you don't trip over yourself, you can get above a 4.
Yeah, but you're also at this point where this is endgame enemies that are harder to kill.
Yeah.
Because you're starting to hit the auras and stuff.
Like, they are a bit harder to deal with, but it's not unreasonable to get below 4. And all that is so we can work our way down here. I get into a random encounter. So I can clear my encounter.
Also, your Buster.
This way I know I won't get into a random encounter in the 3 steps it takes me to walk up there. And we fight Pharaoh Man.
Pharaoh Man?
Okay, now you told me before, what was the requirement to get him to show up?
The requirement is, I thought you were supposed to beat the game. I don't think you actually have to beat the game to get him to show up. But it's set... Get load a little faster here.
Wasn't it like 140 chips?
It was you needed at least 100. Yeah, he's located near the end of Undernet 11 and will only appear if the player has collected at least 140 different battle chips in their library.
Which I've got 170 something.
Well, you probably got a couple more because you got the Pharaoh Man chips.
Yeah, it's 170 something, like 175. But you can get here well before endgame and postgame. You have access to that many chips, but it will still be late game before you have that many.
Yeah.
Once again, I have no idea what he does. That Woodman and roll. Wrong button. Get hit.
He does shadow clones. You could have seen that one coming. Okay, so he does a row. What a column.
I thought he chased you.
I thought he just did the column you were doing.
Well, I'm gonna hit him with Woodman.
As long as you can hit him.
Oh yeah, I hope it hits him. Haha. No, he chases you with them.
Okay, so you hit the wrong clone, and he chases you with shurikens.
So these screen clears are pretty good against this, because they'll just... jerk.
Or he just does it afterwards anyway.
I need to get moving because he's gonna... Dang it. Hit him. Jerk.
Ah, he's like a ninja.
He's actually giving me a run for my money. Oh, I got guts man, though.
Alright, he actually does use the Muramasa blade.
Hmm.
And the lower his HP is, the more damage
He
it
floats.
does.
I don't know if he's going to actually break tiles. Ah, he does.
I think it's technically because he has to break tiles. Yeah, you're gonna want to kill quick, because...
Haha!
Yeah, his problem is that the lower his HP gets, the more it starts becoming a problem if he's gonna randomly bring up the Muramasa, because if he does, it's basically gonna do a lot of damage to you.
And there's Shadow Man, which is the second pseudo post-game net Navi.
Yeah, the damage it causes increases, the user's HP lowers. Shadow Man himself is also capable of using this attack while low on health, which can be lethal, as you could do upwards of 1,000 damage in one hit.
Ow. Okay, so next up, I'll show you how to RNG manipulate to get Shadow Man to show up again. I am currently in Internet 16, so just the exit nearest to where you first fought Shadow Man, the one I walked out of 10 seconds ago. This one is a little more complicated. It may take me a couple tries to get this right. So this is... left pause. I hecked up. Left pause. When you hit the wall, go lower right. Hit the wall, pause. And now we are walking left until you get here and then there. Kind of turn diagonal before you hit the corner, so you're diagonal going into the corner, and I'll save. I think I've got it. Again, this may take a couple tries, we'll see. And then when you continue, run to the lower left. Shadow Man.
Cool. Hey, you want to hear some interesting stuff about this game?
Hmm?
As stated in an Inside Games interview with the game developers, the dev team was initially tasked with creating a horror game. Due to difficulties, the team was instead tasked on a card game and eventually paired that up with the Mega Man brand.
Hey, I got Muramasa. Which is not what I wanted.
According to director Masahiro Yasuma, the development team used some other works as references. These include The Matrix, recommended by a producer, Digimon Adventure, our war game, watched at the company together, Shaman King manga for character designs and art, which make way more sense now,
Shadow Man 3!
and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 2 Dark Duel Stories Game Boy Color game for multiplayer.
Now we just have to do that again in order to get Shadow Man 2. Shadow Man 2.
It was not super hard.
And that is now... That's Pharaoh Man and Shadow Man, which were the 6 other chips that I was missing. Which means we now are missing a single chip. 127. And we get that by moving on to Internet 16. So I'm just going to run around for a minute and we'll see what we run into. Because I've been to Internet 16 before, but there are... It's just an interesting little area. You've made it this far. Internet 16 is actually the end of the Undernet.
That's just the end of the internet altogether.
That's it.
No more
Nothing-
internet.
No internet beyond this. So there is something waiting for. I've been here before, but what's waiting for you is reliant on you having all but one chip.
You beat the game, and you have to have 174 of all the available 175 chips, not counting the one you'll get from the boss, and the base chip, which is an event-exclusive thing,
Yeah.
which you get separately in this game.
It's effectively all but one chip. The only chip you're not allowed to have is the one that you get from this, which I showed before is like 123 or whatever.
And, I mean, if you paid attention to the auras and everything, you have an idea of what it's going to be anyway.
So it's largely just a big open area with some stuff laying around and some dudes. Aura guy, which I'm not especially excited for. 80 aura guy. Ah, god dang it.
Got the bombs.
Well,
Or
I can
the
hit
wave.
him. I can hit him when he shoots his face out. Kinda. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna kill the other guy first. Oh, he got some. Or just big bomb him. That worked. Those auras are rough.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like once you get a handle on them, they're not super bad.
May want to save after opening up these chests and everything, just in case things go south.
I guess. I mean, there are no items. I've been here before. There are no items left on here that are preset items. But I will show you there are 2 items normally on this map, and I'll show you where they are. And this is where, again, some of the hardest enemies in the game are. This is, like, this is where the 3s are. And this is where the Gaia 3 is. If you want to get that. So there's this little path here off to the side. There's random item down here.
Where's the blue one?
Yeah, that's another random item. I don't know why it's blue. I don't know if color means anything.
I feel called out on this one. It's only $5, why not buy it mentality has probably cost me like $10,000 at this point in my life. Like, wow, went for my throat on that one.
Lock on.
Lock on. Wait a minute, rock on. Like Mega Man.
Okay, so there's an item over here. The item over here was a hero sword?
Yeah, I think.
I'll get dodging them down eventually. And then over here... So right on this corner was 20,000 zenny.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah. And I think that's the last of the predetermined items. At this point, you're just waiting for the random fight that shows up now, which... I like that there's no indication that the random fight shows up at all, or that the conditions for it. You just have to come here and be running around once you have literally everything else in the game, and then randomly stumble upon it. Because it is another net navi, and it shows up when you have... Well, again, when you've beaten the game and you have all but one chip, and they effectively start in that V3, so there's just a random encounter here. So let's go ahead and show you how to get this guy to show up with a little manipulation then. Again, this one is a little bit complicated, so it may take me a couple attempts to get.
Mega Man 7 is the worst of the mainline ones. What'd you say? Told ya.
Okay, so I don't know if you have to run at any point in here. We'll find out, I guess. No, that's not what I wanted. So, right? No, I'm pretty sure you have to be running.
Do you, though?
I'm not sure at all. So right until you hit the wall. Save. Title screen. And then from here, you load back, because I was supposed to be doing something beforehand. It is... I think it's just up, over, and right. So we're going to be holding run and up. And do that. And then you just hit the wall. And that's base.
Hi, base.
So base starts with the friggin' life virus shield on. So
Yeah.
that's 100. And he has 1,000 HP. So this is going to be... I'm probably just going to die.
That's why I tell you to save a lot.
I mean, I have a save in my manip just before this. So we'll go from there.
I know.
Thankfully, these hammers should at least be able to get through the shield. And then we'll see how long it takes him to put the shield back up. Never mind the fact that he's probably just going to kill me outright.
Yeah, probably. So base is just...
Quit moving, dude.
Ah, he dodged that.
Okay, I at least got rid of it. Oh, jeez, okay.
Oh, he does his summon thing!
He does his thing!
Oh man, that's really kind of random.
That's rough!
Oh, and the virus is back.
And things back.
Oh, hey, base!
Hey, base!
Oh, the worst part is you have to break the shield down to use it on him.
Yeah, so I can't really hit him with it. I don't know if I'm beating this guy. Just as a heads up. That was one round of combat. I'm down to 350 HP. I mean, I got him down to 675, but,
Well, the funny thing is that I don't know what it is, but Base becomes like a really important character throughout the rest of the series. But in here, he's just a secret boss, and I think the idea is that maybe they wanted to do something with him, but they didn't have the time to implement him correctly. So it was just one of those things of like, we'll get to it later. And they got to it later.
Oh, that's just random. No, you have a very slight heads up. And I died.
Lan? Right in front of your dad, because that's where you're at.
So how often does he total? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he does that. 1, 2, and then he does that. Then I can hit him with base again, which is guaranteed 200. Yeah, that's actually more damage than anything else I've got. I should save that base, actually, so I can break his shield later. Now that I think about it, that's the strat.
If I don't unpause, I live forever. Or you could win.
Hey! Wow!
Wow, that's a lot of money!
I mean, I don't know what you're using money for at this point.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
But anyway,
Well-
that's base. Now I get to do that like 10,000 times until I get his chip. He only has one chip, thankfully. You don't have to worry about the other ones. You probably have to S rank him for the chip, though. Perfect fight. First try.
Hey!
Hey!
That's all chips in the game.
Life Aura. So this is obviously just the one chip. I imagine you can farm it off of him.
I think you can. It's... Somebody does know.
But it is the Life Aura. You use this chip and you get a barrier that negates all damage that's less than 100.
Let me see.
Which is, like, most of the damage in the game. Unfortunately, there's kind of nothing left in the game to do. I guess you could go fight the life virus.
Yeah, it gives you like 100 damage protection thing, like the life virus in base have.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think you could go fight the final boss at this point, but otherwise there's not really any... That's the thing about Infinity +1 swords.
What's the point of having them if you can't use them, especially if you're doing like a New Game Plus kind of thing?
Yeah, I think the best thing is if they gave you a New Game Plus and let you keep all your chips or something.
I think you can do that because people have said that if you like do a New Game Plus with this game, you can go back and do the base chip again, and you can keep getting more.
Now that would be neat, and actually give some longevity to these. You could try out like stuff like this in early game or what have you, instead of as it is now. It's just like, yeah, you got it, and got nothing else to use it on. But that's it. That's every chip in the game, and we've beaten all of the things in the game. It's actually up here, like 127. Life Aura, 127.
Negates all
and it's
attacks
up here because it's with all the other auras.
Yeah, which is kind of the wink-wink, if you get the idea kind of thing. Because they kept, if you notice the emails, the longer we kept going in, they kept bringing up the auras as a thing. And it was like your heads up of like, hey, the final boss is going to have one of these things, and it's going to be really strong.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get the mail after we beat Base or if somebody mentioned it beforehand, but it says, Base apparently copied the Life Aura data from the Life Virus, gaining a powerful defense. In the first game, the Life Aura chip can only be obtained from Base, and a mail about the Life Virus notes that apparently there's evidence that the Life Virus defense program was copied by someone. It's probably this email. Too bad its weakness was gun in Buster form.
Apparently, there's evidence that the Live Virus defense program was copied by someone.
Yeah, so Base somehow copied it, and that's why he had that shield at the beginning.
Yeah, something to do with World 3 or the end game, who knows? All we can do is practice with our chips and wait. Yeah, and there you go, that's reference to Base, who had the Life Virus.
I mean, if you...
And it was legitimately the Life Virus, because that's the chip we got, was the Life Virus.
And if you want to learn more about Base, well, there's a Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection that contains all 6 of the games with various different versions that's now available on, I think, all platforms. I'm not sure about Xbox. They were always iffy on that one.
Now, something to keep in mind, because I think I saw somebody comment...
Flutter.
That, after seeing Battle Network 1... they decided not to get the Legacy Collection.
No.
And I will say, do not judge the Battle Network series on Battle Network 1. Battle Network 1 is at best an elaborate tech demo. It is understood that this is a jank, kind of bad game, but it's got a solid base, and they work from that in the later games, which are much, much better than Battle Network 1.
Well, it doesn't have a solid base anymore, you just beat them.
Hey!
It always reminds me, in a sense, of like how Mega Man 1, yeah, it's a fun game, and you can play it.
Yeah,
but then Mega Man 2 came out, and you're like, oh, this knocks that one out of the water.
Yeah, Mega Man 1 had all kinds of problems. Like, I don't know, why do points exist?
Arcades.
Why does friggin' Iceman kill you in like 2 hits with a pattern that's nigh impossible to dodge?
I can get through it, but that's a lot of work. No, here's the one you like. How can I get hit by something, hit iframes, hit spikes, and still die to the spikes? Because the spikes go through iframes.
Yeah,
but
so again, this game is generally understood to be pretty jank and not great, but it's a solid base that the later games work on. The later games are much better than this one.
Trust me, like I said with the armors, like, from this point on, the armor system gets way better. There's a lot more stuff that gets in there.
The maps
The maps get way better.
are way better.
Oh, I've seen some of the
These
later...
maps are so bad, but they're way better in later
I've
games.
seen some of the later maps, and I go like, oh, that's way better. And it looks like they put in-game maps so you can actually go through
Oh,
it.
heck yeah.
So it's not that big of a problem. But, anyway. That's Mega Man Battle Network 1. That's all done. We'll come to the later games some point. Not right now. We've gone through a lot of RPGs recently, so... kind of want to do some different stuff, but,
like more Mega Man.
Well, more Mega Man, but, we'll always have the next games in the series to go through at some point, and you never know. Maybe we'll actually enjoy them, because apparently 2 is just, like, straight up amazing upgrade from 1.
Yeah, and again, at the end of the day, this game, it hurt my soul, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is, like, 22-year-old game.
Mhm.
It's still working off a lot of old-school RPG mechanics. But, yeah, I... Still in a Mega Man mood, though.
Yeah.